30 down at the bottom, 30 more at the top. All invisible set with little ice cube blocks. Oh no, was that song not even part of the album? So I'm St. Louis born and raised. Like, I've been here since 1989, and here it is 2018, about to be 2019, almost 30 freaking years, all right? And I've been sitting here saying Nelly since I couldn't get to school because he was shooting country grammar. And then I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, who doesn't like Sweatsuit? That was like revolutionary. He made one album, 2 CDs. I don't want to hear nothing about your EP because Nelly came out with 1 album, 2 CDs at the exact same time. So if you went out and bought Sweat, you want to go out and buy a suit. This man made double the money off of 1 album. Is it mind blowing? I don't know. I give up. I give up. Nelly did it. And there was a bunch of hits on that song. You have And They Say, Heart of the Champion. You had that one song, na 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 na. And just so many more classic songs out there. Like, who didn't like Sweatsuit? But the one drawback was the design for the cover art sucked. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real. One of the reasons why is because they didn't have the technology that we have now. Like, back then it was probably completely hard to do. Photoshop probably sucked back then, and I don't know because I didn't use Photoshop 1. Who used Photoshop 1 around here? We can tell that there were some things that they wanted to do that they didn't do. They probably did this on Microsoft Paint. I'm just gonna keep it real. But if they were to do that today, it would look 10,000 times better. See, the thing is, you want to look at this as a seamless transition between Sweat and Suit. Like, you don't want to know which one is Nelly in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Because he has all white on over here. He has jacket and a black hat on over here. We want to see the same guy with like different clothes on. And that's something they could not achieve during this time. But through Photoshop 2018, we're going to go into Photoshop and we're going to try to figure this out now. So let's go ahead and get into Photoshop. Okay, here we are, and there's a whole lot of things wrong with this, and this is not something that I didn't already mention, but you can just tell through production value that the left side didn't get as much production as the right side did. I understand it. You know, there's a whole lot of bumps on his face. He shaved a little bit, so his beard is not as prominent on the other side, and just all kinds of stuff. We don't want to see that split in between, to be honest with you, except when it comes down to like the clothes and his hat and stuff like that. And we know that this side over here is supposed to be lighter than this side over here, but that doesn't mean his face has to be anything different. So we're gonna try to fix that up. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and Command J, make that duplicate copy, and then I want to take the pen tool and just go over his face. So now we got this all cut out. I'm just going to hit Control, right click, make a selection, make sure that the feather radius is like a pixel, like a point of a pixel, hit OK, and then just put this on a layer mask. Now what I want to do is I want to turn off this back layer real quick, and I want to show you what I got. So we have this here, and I want to hit Command J just so we can make a copy. I want to show you guys the idea of what's about to happen. If I hit Command T, and at the top if I go to the width and just hit negative on this real quick, we get the flip side of this. I'm just going to go ahead and hit return or enter. Now if I drop the opacity, let's say to like 50%, we can tell that there's just a straight up face in the middle of this. Now this might look a little bad, but if I push it over just ever so slightly, we get one full face, right? Either side, it can be like the bumpy side or it can be the smoother side, but we just get one nice complete face and there's no phasing in between or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back to 100. I want to put both of these sides into one group. So there's one group there and another group here. And then we're going to put both of these groups into one group, and then we'll duplicate that group. Now I'm going to turn off this group because I want to do both sides real quick. I just want to see which one is going to work out better for me. Now with this first group, I want to take the rectangle marquee tool, and I just want to go ahead where this line kind of happens, right? Put a layer mask at it. And as you can see, we get the bumpy side again, right? So if I bring back the background, we're getting more of a seamless transition here. Now if I hit the layer mask and I hit Command I, we get the other side. So I'm going to take a new layer and I'm going to hit Command, Option, Shift, and E to make a composite shot. And we're going to turn everything off at the bottom. So that I turned everything off, what I want to do is I want to make sure that this line right here in the middle is not present. As you can see, it's kind of present. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spot healing brush, and on that layer, I'm just going to go ahead and click on that line. Click anywhere where I see a line actually. that looks 1,000 times better, right? Because like it's seamless. I mean, we are gonna see like differences between his hat, between his neckline, but we can fix that out in any type of way. But this here looks a little seamless. We can continue working on this, right? Now on a new layer, I can take the clone stamp tool and I want to go ahead and draw this out. Now this is real simple to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and hold down the Alt or Option button, just click on it, and just right here at the mid section, or even over here, I'll just draw out his neck. And as you can see, as I'm drawing, there's like a plus sign happening. You know, we want to keep an eye on that plus sign, because that plus sign is going to let us know where we're going. As a matter of fact, we don't need to, but it's good to know that we're not going over boundaries and stuff like that. So we're going to keep drawing this out until I get maybe like the neck and all of that shadow. And now I'm just going to try to move that into place. So I'm just going to move it over, hit Command T, go back to the status bar to where it says width, and just hit the negative sign so that'll flip over. And then put a layer mask on top of it. Now with this layer mask, I can use the brush just to brush out some of this stuff. So I can brush back maybe this line right here. Then I can brush out like maybe his shirt. Now this looks pretty good, but it's not complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the levels tool. I'm going to drop down the mid-tones as much as I can to where it's just straight dark. And then I'm going to hit Command I. Now using a white brush, I'm just going to go over that just to make sure that his neck is out the way. And now once again, we got a pretty seamless transition here. So I can continue doing this on this side, like maybe here. And I can probably drop the opacity on some of this just to make sure that it's transitioning pretty well. And then just to kind of finish out this transition, I'm going to take a black brush and just kind of finish this out right here like that. And see, now this is the effect that we were looking for, because now we can't tell where it starts or where it stops. This is what they were actually going for, but they didn't achieve. So what we're going to do is we're going to make another composite shot. So we're going to hit Command, Alt, Shift, and E. And then we're going to close down group 3. Now for the other side, this one's just a little bit different. You can tell that the photographer maybe took a picture and it was like, oh shoot, this doesn't line up, so we're just going to condense down the right side. And what ended up happening is, now these two aren't equal, which is okay. What we got to do is, we essentially just got to move the picture over just a little bit. So I'm just going to bump the picture over to about this. And then inside with the layer mask, I want to go ahead and delete out the ear. So we're just going to take the brush tool and just brush away this ear. Now doing the exact same thing that I did to the other picture, if I hit Command, Option, Shift, and E to make a composite shot, I can just go ahead and close these two down and just work on this image. I'm going to take the spot healing brush and just kind of fix everything out. And then on the new layer, we're just going to go ahead and create that shadow again. So I'm going to take the clone stamp tool, click somewhere, and just kind of draw it out. Then with this being on the layer mask, using the black brush, we just go ahead and brush away everything that doesn't need to be there. And that's pretty much it. So there's a video coming out on my channel that's going to show you guys how to divide both of these up and then separate them as if you're going to print it out for like Sweat and Suit, or you can do this for Instagram. It's not coming out yet, but I'm going to have that soon. Like, be looking out for it. As a matter of fact, if we get 100 likes within the very first 5 days of this video, it will come up next week on Monday. I promise you. And I'm standing on my promises this year, okay? But with that being said, you guys, I have to get up out of here. So if you like this one, smash the like button, go ahead and subscribe. Bell me so you guys can get my content and my tutorials. I know you guys don't really get that as much because YouTube all kinds of crazy right now, you know what I'm saying? But if you bail me, you'll get my stuff, and I won't have to worry about spamming it all over my community tab, which I'm pretty sure you guys don't see anyways. Doing that is going to help you guys out, and I hope you guys come back next time for another video. So with that being said, you guys, stay amazing, stay creative above all else, and stay awesome.